Overpass, par for the course. Overpass, it's 4 for 4 at Ascot, wins another Winterbottom.
Today's midweek preview for Morley Mitsubishi, the home of the Mitsubishi Triton. Drive away the 4x2 Triton for $33,990 today. Go to Morley Mitsubishi, 212 Walter Road, Morley, or morleymitsubishi.com.au.
Welcome to the midweek preview, Ascot Racing. We'll take a look at the 8 races on the program. Digby Beecham is still here. Good morning, Digby.
Very good morning to you, Taylor. I am still here.
Yeah, all right. Why was it so slow?
Well, I don't know why you welcome me back again.
Well, it's a new segment to the show. We welcome back. Scott,
welcome
how's the voice?
guests.
It's getting there, slowly but surely.
Improving?
Yeah.
I
think I've turned a corner.
Okay, that's good.
Taking a bit of time.
Darren, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, TC. Nice to see you, and I'm glad that Diggers are still here. He's a very important member of our tipping team on a Wednesday.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he plays back-to-back weeks. He wanted us to pump that up off the top of the show.
You're an idiot.
So we'll pat him on the back. Did you see the video we made last week of himself?
I haven't seen that. No, I've tried to stay away from that kind
Get
of
on X.
thing. Really?
Yeah. It's riveting.
Never
it's
been
good.
really into self-promotion, Diggs, but things have changed
turned a corner.
lately. Yeah, lately.
Well, a
I'm
lot
not
of things
quite
have
sure
changed
why.
lately.
Are you promoting yourself?
What do you reckon? Don't start. Or I'll come over there and I'll... No, I don't.
I think we'd end a fight between you and Darren.
I don't do trumpets.
Who would win?
Yeah.
I think Darren would, but he'd... I'll tell you one thing. I'd fight dirty.
You've got a reach advantage.
Yeah, well, everyone
He
does.
might have speed.
Well, that is an understatement.
Right.
Speed, Diggers. Okay. I'll be
Righto.
aware of that when we glove up. We'll do it for charity.
Oh, speaking of men that look good with boxing gloves on, Mitch Pateman, how do you do?
Yeah, not a boxer, I can tell you that much.
You're a lover, not a fighter. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, correct.
How
correct.
are you?
Just ask Holly. Yeah.
No, we do. That's why we've got you on here now. How you going?
Very well, very well.
Good.
Good.
Great to have a chat. Thank you for your time. Just before we have a look at your runners today, Mojo, how's he going ahead of the Rhythmic on Saturday, Mitch?
Yeah, he's good. I mean, rat with him all prep, probably going as good as I've ever had him going. So, first time we've trialled him more than once. So, he's obviously been a long time since he raced, but he did have a full campaign in the winter without racing. So, he's good and, looking forward to it.
And a good opportunity, too, for a good mate of yours in Taj Dyson.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. So, he's obviously worked with us for 2 or 3 years now, so give him an opportunity like that's great.
Okay, so with him and his fitness and the like, as you said, he had that little campaign in the winter without running. Mitch, what percentage is he at on Saturday in all due respect?
He always improves, but with a couple of runs under his belt, but he's probably as fit as I've ever had him first up.
Yep.
So he'll need to be. He's in good company, and he's 1400 first up. We've normally always gone to a 12 with him, so that's why he had 3 trials. But, I think he's going career best, so... and at his best, he's a really good horse. So, I think he'll make his presence felt at some point throughout the campaign.
All right, and Lord Shiva's got a gate?
Yeah, Lord Shiva, he's going super. He's been in work a while. He had a few feet issues with him early in the prep, but, we seem to be on top of them now. He's got a bar on, which he trialled in, and, I was wrapped with his trial. He just ran out a bit of puff, and he'll be highballing on Saturday.
When do we see he's a Phoenix again?
The Farifa. So he's been down at Lucy and Brandon's. He comes back today. I'm pretty excited to get him back. So Bradley must have been on holidays when he won that last start at Belmont in the winter, because he opened him 26s in the Guineas. So, that was a little Christmas gift yesterday.
Now, you're always quite bullish about your horses, Mitch, and I say that in all seriousness. Has this bloke exceeded your expectations, or have you always been of the view that he is at this level and perhaps better?
He's probably... to look at, he's always looked like a real good horse. He's just taken a little bit longer than some of the others 3-year-olds we've got going at the moment. But I remember when I was a kid, Dad used to tell me that your best horses will always be the ones that just keep improving, and that's what he's done every trial into race. From his maiden win to his Saturday win was improvement I've never seen before. So, if he improves that much again, he's going to be pretty scary.
All right. Now, today, the runners that you've got, can we just focus on them, please? The first of the two is Sapedo Express, who was quite plucky down there at Bunbury first up.
Yeah, I was right with him. It was sort of a bit of a return to his form as a 2-year-old. He sort of went missing for a while there, but that looked like a step in the right direction. He'll put himself on speed, make his own luck. Back at Ascot, that'll suit him. He's got a lot of weight for a small horse, but Pat sort of knows him and knows what he's got to do with him. So we left him on, and he'll run a good race.
You give him a couple of trials, Mitchie, building a foundation there. So how much improvement does he take out of that first up run, as Diggs described, a plucky performance?
Yeah, no, I think he'll improve a little bit. He's pretty fit. His first trial was ordinary, so we put the blinkers on him. His second trial, and he was a lot better. So, he obviously raced in the blinkers the other day. He seems to be a bit sharper in them. So, I think he'll run well.
Extreme Love, hard work.
Extreme Love, we call her, this will test you from Timu. She's just as naughty, looks the same, not quite the ability level, but she behaved pretty well at Lark Hill the other day. I thought her first run for us was huge. She was no better than 4 deep the trip, and she kept finding the line. If she behaves herself and does everything right, then I think she's a huge chance. If she reproduces her first run, then she'd have to be pretty hard to beat at 20-1.
Okay, so what's the key to her behind the gates and making sure that she's as settled as can be, Mitch?
Just hope and pray, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't really know. She's Braden knows her incredibly well. He's rode her most of her life. I don't think it was entirely, like, obviously she's got a few issues, but it wasn't entirely her fault. At Bunbury, they were running really late, and they had no barrier attendance, and she's not the sort of horse that you're going to get in the barriers without any barrier attendance. So, at Lark Hill the other day, Braden said as soon as a couple of people got behind her, she went straight in. So, hopefully she does the same today and she can run a good race.
One more from me, Mitchie. Storm Away, super run on the weekend, but probably a little bit awkward for you now, because if you try to go to the Belgravia, you probably risk not getting a start.
Yeah, it probably doesn't really matter too much. He's 2 options from here. He'll either go to the Belgravia or there's a maiden the Wednesday after. I think I want to get him to 1200 because I'm not entirely sure what path I want to take with him, whether he stays for a Placid Arc or whether he goes to a Guinea. So, he'll get nominated for the Belgravia. I think we found out on Saturday he's up to him ability-wise. We just got to try and find what distance suits him, and him and our girl can run probably in the same boat. We'll find out soon whether they stay for a Placid Arc or head out to a Guineas. All
right. Is there any love on the horizon tomorrow at Northam?
King Cartel's just, he's only going fair. Hopefully he can improve. Trailer Truck, I think, has got good ability. Whether he needs to run on debut, maybe. But, they're probably, small each way chances. All right.
Well, best of luck today, tomorrow at Northam as well, and particularly on the weekend. Mitch, thanks for your time this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate it.
There we go. There's Mitch Pateman on the preview for Ascot, covering a fair bit of ground there. I'm very happy about the $26 he's a Phoenix here at WA Guineas.
Wasn't that a lovely turn of phrase or description there about this will test you? Extreme Love being the Timu version. But I thought we'd do that. Cheap version.
I enjoy it. It's
very good, isn't it?
TC's a sugar-free version of Timmy Walker.
No, I think it'll be the other way around.
Well, I did see, by the way,
I'm not sugar-free.
Saturday night in all of his glory for Curtin Wesley's Big Football Awards at Crown. Timmy up there as the coach of the thirds, is he? Or the fifths?
I'm
not quite sure. Down the rung a little bit anyway, but looking well. And
they crashed out of finals in embarrassing fashion, so he's done well to show his face.
He never mentioned that.
No. All right, race one.
He looks well though, Tom. Good to see.
Well, there's good reason for it, probably.
Yep.
1,200 metres, race 1, scratching is 5. Friars Legacy at $2.90 is the favourite. Think Pink Days, $3. Dance on Sun at $6.50. Eternally Yours at $8.50. True Fiction at $9. $11 for Spirited Strike. Taking a look at the fluctuations, $9 into $6.50 Dance on Sun, $5.50 out to $8.50 Eternally Yours, $7 out to $9 True Fiction. Race number 1 getting underway at 1:19. Digby, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, it's a good little race to start with, and I think this is a program where some of the races might have some horses that are going to be really popular and are quite obvious. I've settled on Friars Legacy, but I'm confident Think Pink Days is going to be the best horse in this race long term. I'm just not sure whether today's the day for her at 1,200, but I think she's a very good filly.
She impressed with the rawness of her victory first up more than anything, I would suggest. The fact that she dropped out early, she was able to pick up through the field gradually. She looked awfully raw. She was running around. She's far, far from being the complete product. And yet she looked so impressive when she did go to the line. So I think that she might have a bit better than average talent, Think Pink Days. And it will be interesting to see how she goes at her first run back and how much improvement she has made just from her professionalism and what she does less wrong, Scotty.
Only been one winner out of that race, which was Ripper Rupert, who won a maiden at Kalgoorlie. So she probably didn't run past what she needs to run past here today.
No, I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying long term, I think she's a filly who's going to, at 14 and 16, come into her own.
Yeah.
I think they're both pretty nice horses. I think Friars Legacy, he won that maiden, he went straight to a Saturday. They got it wrong, as in punters, but they plunged him to win on a Saturday out of a maiden, which is normally a good show of expectation. I think in the end today, one goes forward, does things right. One goes probably midfield back and probably still needs a little bit more experience. So I lent in the corner of Friars Legacy as well.
Spirited Strike, you haven't touched upon it. 16 into 10. Bang. Immediately the markets were there, back around $11 there this morning. What did you make of its maiden win at Northam, given the fact that it got right back, got held up, had to steady, and then let down very quickly? I thought it showed a nice turn of acceleration.
Well, I think they learnt how to ride him.
Back and cold.
Back and cold.
Yep. Okay. I thought that he was not without some claims on what he delivered at Northam at his second run. I think Lou has always had a reasonable opinion of the horse. So it's a good race, Diggs. I certainly concur with you. I think you could cover off on at least 2 or 3 legitimate winning chances. And there are others that I think will be very competitive.
1932 for me. Friars Legacy on top by virtue of where you'd like to think he's going to land in the run. He's going to be prominent. He's got good form lines. He's got a gate. He's out of a yard that's ticking along beautifully. Chris is back aboard this horse. He has ridden him previously in trials, so looking forward to seeing the return of Friars Legacy. 9, Think Pink Days in for second. She's a watch today. Whatever she does, I think you can follow her. It wouldn't be a shock if she finishes this campaign with some black type alongside her name. 3, True Fiction. Good run the other day at 1,400 metres, covered ground, and was beaten by He's a Phoenix. We just had a chat to Mitch there. 14 back to 12, I think, is a bonus. And 2, Spirited Strike from a low draw. 1932.
1946. I'll include a couple of the maidens. Dance on Sun, Clairvoyance's half-brother. I think he'll get better with racing. And Eternally Yours, same thing, very raw and green, but I think there's quite a bit to work with. 1946.
Yeah, he responded well, I thought, when challenged in that trial as well, Scotty. I'm going to go the other way, Diggs. I'm with 9, Think Pink Days. The fact that it had beaten Just Walter John, who had run second at Ascot at its 2 previous starts before bumping into this filly at Northam. That was back in the summer. He showed, that he was a talented enough horse to win some races. And then the trial without the winkers the other day, it tracked wide. I thought that she held her own without being asked for much of an effort, really. And they'll certainly turn her on a bit today with the winkers quickly back on there for her return to racing. So 9 for me. I do think that there is value in Spirited Strike, though, and Friars Legacy, clearly. Then I'll include, like you, Scott, Dance on Sun as well, second up, and hitting the 1,200 metres. I thought the run first up was good because it didn't give it away. It stuck really tough. 9214,
9, 2, 1 and 4 for Macca. Scott with 1, 9, 4 and 6, and Digby with 1, 9, 3 and 2. Race number 1, race 2 at Ascot. All starting at this stage, 1,200 metres a journey. $1.70, being solid in betting the favourite Long Service Leaf after an impressive debut. Zali's Gift at $5.50, Jimmy Angel at $8.50, Aussie Reactor at $9, Publicise at $9.50, $15 Testy Pharaoh. Not too much movement in this market. A couple of drifters, a couple of shorteners, but the favourite's been solid. What do we make of the first up win, Scott?
Opened $12, jumped $3. So the market was all over Long Service Leaf out of a very impressive trial at Belmont Park. Got the job done well. Sections were outstanding. I think the runner-up filly from Grant Nalana's yard in Conchita's Dream is above average. Happy to follow through, and look, I'd quite clearly make the case that this is an easier race than what he was in first up.
Yeah, I would agree with you too. And I think 1,200 is much more to the horses, like particularly the way that it got through its gears the last furlong of the event there. It really did start to lengthen. You're taking a pretty skinny price about Long Service Leaf, but it does look a lock, I thought, in race 2.
Zali's Gift showed a bit in the initial campaign, had trialled up for Adam Durant, then was purchased by Brandon and Lucy in the Durant Racing dispersal sale, and looks like they're going to have fun with her. That debut performance ran third to Baby Pearl and Pure Excess. Looking forward to seeing Pure Excess tomorrow at the races.
Yeah, concur. It was a fast gallop there, that trial behind Artie's Eclipse, who led the running. Didn't fire first up there, but I know that they have a far higher opinion of the horse than that. Good enough trial there by Zali's too. And I thought it's an interesting one. Well, you were socialising up there for the round, but Testy Pharaoh got a rails run. Wolfie's 3-year-old who was making its debut there. He's a bit of a strapping style of a horse.
It was the day that if you weren't on the fence, you couldn't win. So it may have been somewhat exaggerated.
Could have been.
In an 8-horse Kalgoorlie maiden field.
Yeah.
I want to see it again.
Wolfie was booming it after the race, Scotty.
Okay.
He was giving it a real good crow. And sort of post-race, which is always easier to say when they win, but we were very confident. We think he's got above average ability. So, those words sort of stick with you. And the trainer's assessment of Testy Pharaoh, he might come on. I'm not quite sure, where he's going to get to, but he got the job done first up. So I'll play him for a bit of value second ahead of Zali's Gift, clearly, and Jimmy Angel on a month between runs. But, he's only lightly raced and been in the money a few times, so should lob into a nice spot too from the draw. 1, 4, 10 and 3. Dig?
1, 8, 4 and 10 for me. Long Service Leaf picks himself. Dominant first up winner. Really impressive. Publicise.
What do you do there? Didn't fire a shot.
No.
They backed it.
No. And I think Darren was nonplussed.
Yeah.
Flabbergasted.
Yeah, he was bemused. Flummoxed.
Yeah, right.
He was everything. He was bewildered by the performance of Publicise, a filly that he's got an opinion of. And
was he shocked?
Yeah, he was astounded. So we'll see how she goes today, but hopefully with the benefit. She just did everything wrong. She just looked like she hadn't been to the trials. It was bizarre.
I was with her. I was very bullish about Publicise, and when the money was there, you think, oh, well, they're really keen about her chances here, but oh God, she didn't do a thing at all. She was awfully plain.
So we'll give her another go, but I'm certainly with Long Service here. Long Service Leaf here, 1, 8, 4, 10, Scott.
1, 8, 10 and 3 for me.
1, 8, 10 and 3 for Scott. And for Macca, 1, 4, 10 and 3. And for the Thesaurus, 1, 8, 4 and 10. Half yours was drawn barrier number 2.
Half yours
in the Caulfield Cup.
Deacon drew 7, I saw as well. So that's good for Terry Henderson, who we chatted to this morning.
Vauban's in 13. Part owned by Rodney Russell here these days.
Okay, yes. Going well. A little bit unlucky last time.
Oh, yeah.
Fair to say.
Absolutely.
That's the Caulfield Cup. We'll go through all that draw hopefully at the end of this preview. If we get the chance, we'll quickly duck through race number 3 before the traffic. 1,500 metres a journey. Effortlessly at $2.70. Bonamici at $5. Bethaleezy at 6. Mellow, $7. Toscano at $9.50 and Sea of Galilee at $13. Mako, how do we play race number 3?
Well, I'm going to play it. It's a race that I'm not fussed about, to be truthful, but I'm going to play Effortlessly here with Clint Johnston Porter getting on board today from young Amy Jo Hayes. Thought maybe he could make a bit of a difference there. It's having its third run. It bumped into its stablemate last start. It hunted the speed. I thought it was okay in the run. Toscano, well, you've got the He's a Phoenix form there. It's racing well enough, but it's got an awful gate to overcome there. Where does he get to? Stevie Pateman. But the race is a thin one in my view. Savvy Ruler hadn't trialled before, not getting the rub of the green to Linchpin first up, but probably showed a little bit last campaign from time to time. There is one here, Bootalazy. 1,500 first up. It might be okay too for this 3-year-old. It got right out the back in its trial, but I like the way that it finished off, and I reckon that 1,500 we could be seeing it hitting the line very, very strongly. So keep a big watch on Dan Morton's 3-year-old Bootalazy for the Delroys. 15, 1, 8 and 10, Scotty.
Bootalazy is the way that I'm going to go. Each way here, first up 1,500. He trialled like a horse that needs ground. He probably races a 2-year-old like he was not going to be 1, forward enough or 2, sharp enough. I think this preparation we might see the best of him. So each way for me, from 15 Effortlessly, the biggest selling point for me is 3 Kilo Claimer to a senior rider today for Effortlessly. 1 Toscano, 16 Masmello. Both ran very well last start, but both likely to endure pretty tough passages. 10, 15, 1, 16.
I thought it was a interesting little race. Effortlessly is going to be pretty popular, you would think, as Scotty quite rightly mentioned, with CJP going aboard. And the run recently was good behind a horse who we will see in a 3-year-old 1,400-metre event on the weekend. But I thought the effort of Toscano chasing home behind Social Affair in what was a fast-run race, we'll talk about Social Affair a little bit later this morning, was very, very sound. He's going well. He's finding it hard to break through, admittedly, and he'll need a great steer from Stephen. But if there's that 3 deep lines building, I'm thinking this horse over 1,500 metres can play a part at an each-way quote. So 1 on top from 15 Effortlessly has to be hard to beat. 10 Bootalazy and 16 Masmello, who didn't get the best of luck behind Linchpin. And we saw Linchpin run well and supported on the weekend in better grade. 1, 15, 10 and 16.
And they have back Masmello here, TC as well. 14 into 650 it was, early doors. So they're backing up despite the wide gate.
All right, Mackie, you're with 15, 1, 8 and 10. Scott with 10, 15, 1 and 6. And Diggers with 1, 15, 10 and 6. You've got number 1 in the first 3 races, Diggers. Did you realise that?
No.
Well, there you go. You know now.
Thank you.
You're listening to the midweek preview for Morley Mitsubishi. Drive away the Triton GLX 4x4 dual cab for $45,990 today. Go to Morley Mitsubishi, 212 Walter Road, Morley, or morleymitsubishi.com.au.
All right, welcome back to the Ascot preview. We're a couple of races through. We've got 5 left to go. We've got Darren Scott, and funnily enough, Diggers is still here as well. Race number 4 over the 1,000 metres. Scratching number 2, the Calabrese heads to Saturday. 280 into 210 Elite Bow. 480 about Spicy Thang. $6 Promising Zentaro at $7. Order online next best, along with See You at the Session at 14. Scott, best bet of the day, Elite Bow.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this horse, TC. He's only been beaten once at trials or on race day, and that was in the Perth Stakes when he flopped as favourite, but he pulled up with shin soreness. So he had a genuine excuse. Other than that, every time he's been to the trials, every time he's been to the races, he's been so impressive. In his 2-year-old trial before he went to the races, he beat Talk & Co. by a length. Then he won here at Ascot on debut at the short course impressively. His recent trials, both at Lark Hill over the 950, and Willie Pike's just been winding him up over the top of them. I think today, you know what you're going to get in this 1,000-metre scamper. Spicy Thang only knows one way. She's jump and run, and she'll really stretch them out. And I think that tracking up along the fence line is the place to be. I'd rather him tracking up along the fence chasing her than trying to sustain a run out 3 and 4 deep. So I think Elite Bow here today proves a bit too sharp for a few of his older rivals.
Yeah, I would agree completely. He's my best bet for the day too. I'm in the fan club as well with Elite Bow. You're talking about tracking horses out wide. We saw that trial there. He was back and wide, and he just followed them to the corner. And then when he was able to let down, he quickened up so impressively there. I love the way that he goes about it there. He's got professionalism. He's only had the one run, and he had those excuses, as you've touched upon there. And he is going to be following a pretty speedy one in the race. So definitely with Elite Bow here, TC.
Yep, beautiful. Diggers?
Yeah, concur. I think he's awfully hard to beat, and I can certainly understand why Scott and Darren like him as much as they do. He's on top for me from 5, promising. Good to see this mare back at the races. She'll sit back, you would think, and come with a run. I think she's going to be awfully competitive in a race of this nature. 9, Spicy Thang, your likely leader, and 7, Zentaro. 1,200 back to 1,000 out of a Saturday race behind Swingman. 8, 5, 9, 7.
Disagree slightly. I think they'll go forward with Promising, won't they?
Would they? Where do they finish up, though?
Park outside the leader, or let Spicy Thang go and just sit second in running?
Geez, Koondle's quick, though. Couldn't it park there?
I thought maybe with See You at the Session that they might, with the claim of Natika, they might actually send See You at the Session as well, and therefore Promising could get posted. So, anyway, we'll see. But it's small field, so even if she was back, I don't think she'd be too far off them. But I think Elite Bow's the one.
Agree. There. 8, Elite Bow. 5, Promising. 9, Spicy Thang. And 7, Zentaro. 8, 5, 9 and 7. But keen on the chances of Elite Bow.
Same 4 numbers. Order marginally different. 8, clearly BB, Elite Bow to beat 7, Zentaro. Has had the month between runs there. Probably had a little excuse coming off the back of successive victories in a maiden Class 1. You know, it's nicely drawn in Barrier 3, so it should enjoy a pretty cosy trip throughout there with that fresh. And 9, Spicy Thang, 51.5, speedy, real fast filly here that'll be there for a fair way with the rail out there. Where is it today? 12, and it'll hang on. And 5, Promising. I was a bit like you, Diggs. I thought that maybe Promising would go back and then launch late, but I could be wrong there. So 8, 7, 9 and 5.
That's for Macca with the BB. Scott also BB number 8 in race 4 to go along with 5, 9 and 7. Same numbers for Diggers, 8, 5, 9 and 7. Race number 5 at Ascot. Startling Star, the favourite at $2.60, backed in from $3.20. Dandy's Gem at $4.40. West Coast Express at $7. Opal Tango at $9. Classic Turn at $12, $13. Authoritative and Almea double figures, well, $15 and up. The remainder of the field, race number 5, Digby.
Look, Startling Star's going to be a horse that, again, one of these cerise and white animals, which is going to be prominent in betting and also is going to garner a great deal of attention, not only today but perhaps further. I'm not saying that this is one of Bob and Sandra's better ones, but the form lines, I think, Scott, are very, very capable for a race of this nature. The only thing with Startling Star is where she settles in the run as opposed to perhaps her main rival, that being Dandy's Gem, who's coming back from a 2,000 to 1,800 metres. They've met recently from a low draw. Chloe rides out in front well, and I just thought maybe Dandy's Gem would give Startling Star something to catch and is double the price.
Well, they look the two, really.
Yeah.
It's a very thin Class 1 race, Scotty, isn't it?
And I think most of the time I'd rather be forward than back over the 1,800 as well. The awkward part for Zeph with Startling Star is she won't jump that cleanly. They have very little intention, Cerise and White, and going forward.
Yeah.
And so with the 1,800 metre starter, he could find himself quite a long way back quite quickly because they jump onto that corner. So Dandy's Gem could be 6 or 7 lengths in front of the main rival at the 600 or 700. So from there, it's definitely game on.
It is game on, and one who I like horses who have had that 2,000, Darren, and might be coming back to 18 or 18 back to 16, 16, 14, and you can go down the path that way. So this horse has been up a while, Dandy's Gem, but he's rock hard fit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're the two. They do stand out there. I don't really think that there's much depth in the race, truly. Look, I sided with Startling Star, but by no means any great push, probably clutching maybe a little bit of the old mate Henry form and some of the form of the horses that have gone on from some of those races that Startling Star's been in. But when you look through the race, Authority was 121, Point of Luck's 116, Dandy's Gem's 116, 119 Almea, and so on it goes. So, you know, you're not talking about horses with great, consistent form about them. So Startling Star, because it's only had the 4 runs, if it gets an even break, I thought maybe could beat Dandy's Gem and flip the tables on it from their last encounter. But I do like that residual fitness back to 1800 at Ascot. Dandy's Gem, Diggs. Authoritativ's next best for me, and I'll put Classic Turn in. But, yeah, back to 1800. Maybe there's a reason to put it into your exotics.
Only addition for me is Opal Tango put a line through last start when beaten 31. The prior form was actually quite okay when she was knocking on the door.
Pulled up lane last start.
2-5-1-7.
5, 2, 1 and 11 West Coast Express for Aaron and Holly to perhaps run a race. 5, 2, 1 and 11 TC.
5, 2, 1 and 11 for Diggers. For Scott, 2, 5, 1 and 7. And then for Macca, 2, 5, 1 and 8. Race 5, race number 6, moving on, 1,500 metres. No scratchings at this stage. 440 Alma Mater is the favourite. 8.50, touched as much as $9.50 Social Affair, now into $4.80. Shawler, $5, $7.50 across generations, $8 Zippy Zany, $8.50 Must Be Nice, $15 and up the remainder of the field. Digby, make your case for Social Affair, please.
Yeah, well, I was just talking about it a bit earlier, TC, and we referenced that Toscano came out of the race behind Social Affair down there at Bunbury when they ran good time. Figures were excellent. And I think this mare, who was probably not suited by the 1,200 fresh, Darren Scott, made amends next start. She'd been racing well without breaking through, and she got a deserved victory in the step to 1,500 third up today from a good gate. I thought around that each way quote price, TC, you mentioned?
$4.80.
$4.80.
In for $9.50 though, so it was a bullish go.
You were listening, Darren. Well done.
Yep, I was.
I think she's a live hope in this race.
So do I.
I'd be surprised, TC, that I do listen to you from time to time.
I'm very surprised.
I've got her on top as well, Social Affair. I think it's quite a winnable race for her. There are a few winning chances. In fact, I think it's quite an open race.
One of the features, Scotty, is there's a lot of back markers in the race. A lot of horses will be back there and sort of hoping that they can get a bit of a train going to get them to the home corner. Pace-wise, where does it...
I thought there was decent enough speed here to be
Zippy Zany?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would think so. I think across generations will settle handy from that better
Close
gate.
handy today,
yeah.
And even Social Affair probably settles 1-1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they'll run along at a decent enough clip.
Okay. I went with the horse getting to the 1,500 today. It's not a big push, hasn't won for a little while. Darren McAuliffe's Alma Mater, maybe just hoping that the 9-ball Cavallo Red form is a bit stronger than some of its rivals here. It's not with any great conviction, Alma Mater, but it'll get a pretty soft trip throughout. It'll be one of those that settles back midfield or worse, and hopefully it can get home. From across generations, I didn't mind the run on very heavy ground, the snip of Gossip at Belmont Park, and that was off no trial. Thought from time to time it's shown a little bit. Second up, more than likely, it strips fitter there. 8 Social Affair with the money and obviously that bit of form being built around it, and possibly Zippy Zany for 4th. That's a race where I've got a lot of questions more than answers for our listeners today. I thought Alma Mater might have been a bit longer though than the current price where it's into favouritism. So 6-5-8-4.
I wanted to have a 2-horse play in this. I wanted to be on Social Affair and Must Be Nice. I think Must Be Nice has got a real X factor about him. The Troll, really good after missing the kick. The first up run behind He's a Phoenix, outstanding after missing the kick. And then at Geraldton, got the job done, again, after missing the kick. So barrier 10 doesn't worry me at all. He's going to lob last pretty much, no matter what at this stage with the things that he's doing wrong. But, gee, in that last 150... he didn't just pick up, he put them away.
He's a good-looking horse, Scotty, isn't he?
I think he's got a bit of ability. So 8 from 3, 4 Zippy Zany. If she finds the front, Holy Noddle's Claim helps. 5 across generations, back in grade, parks up closer today. 8, 3, 4, 5.
Same 4 numbers as Darren for me, TC. 8, Social Affair on top from 4, Zippy Zany. 5, across generations, who I know you like, and 6, Alma Mater, 8, 4, 5 and 6. That's
for Diggers. Scott with 8, 3, 4 and 5, and then Darren with 6, 5, 8 and 4. Race number 6 there at Ascot. Race number 7. Short price favourite, no scratchings at this stage. $2 Fine Star opened at $2.50, now into even money. $3.50 about Heatherwood, $7.50 Perfect Sister, Serpeto Express at 13, and then $20 and upwards the remainder of the field. Macca, 1,200 metres, race number 7. Where do we turn?
Well, I think that Simon Miller will no doubt be targeting better races for Fine Star. You know, there's every likelihood that she's going to go around in some of the quality 3-year-old filly races through the spring and the summer period. She's developing. I like the way that she gets to the line there. She can really pick up there when they put the acid test to her. She won't be anything special in terms of a price there, but I think that she's an emerging filly here who'll get a lovely run, Scotty.
I agree with everything you said. I tossed and turned between making Elite Bow or Fine Star the best on the program. I think that they're both awfully hard to beat here today. 5 weeks between runs. They probably eased off on her after that last victory with the intention of racing her through the carnival. And if she's going to measure up in races like a Burgess Queen or a Champion Fillies, then realistically she needs to be taking care of this lot. She should get a lovely run. She's got point-to-point acceleration. Ticks the boxes for me. 4 Fine Star. 2 Serpeto Express. $13 does seem like a big price for an on-speed horse who comes back in grade and tries really hard. 5 Kimberley Currency. I think gets the right run for a horse like him. I'm a big question on whether he runs 1,200, but I think that little suck run in behind them is suitable for him today. And 1 Headerwood off 7 days, but wide draw, lots of weight, going to concede a head start and wait to Fine Star. I just don't see how he beats her. 4, 2, 5 and 1.
I don't think he can beat her, but I think he'll be competitive. I think what he has shown us so far, and they've been very, very keen about him on each occasion. So he goes into the exotics box, but clearly I thought that Fine Star was a lock there, the third leg of the quaddie this afternoon. And even money or thereabouts where she was this morning, so we'll mark her down 4. 2 Serpeto Express, like you, Scotty, there with that push there, drives forward. You know what you're going to get. I think that he'll be competitive with Headerwood. And Dominatus, I know the form of the race is a bit questionable, that Toronado Rocket form, but I didn't mind the run of Dominatus from a longer priced point of view in the race. So maybe include it there in your pick 4. 4, 2, 1, 8.
4, 3, 1, 2 for me. Quite keen here. Fine Star. I think she can resume a winner off a little freshen.
4, 3.
Perfect Sister in for second. Class Dropper. 1 Headerwood for third. 2 Serpeto Express for fourth. 4, 3, 1, 2.
Okay. Easy enough to follow along. Race number 8 on the program. All starting at this stage as well. Opener fair to finish. Astro World at $3.80 is the favourite. Backed in from $5. $5 to 6 Summers Legacy. $5 to $6.50 Noah Quintilly. $16 into 7 Great Edition. $8 Hoba West has been a drifter. And Toretto's at $10, heading those at double figures. How do we finish the day, Digger B?
Well, I'm with Hoba West. I love the win at Northam the other day. Now, this fellow, he's only lightly raced. That was second up. You'd think there's natural improvement. Does he rise in grade? Yes, he does. In what was a competitive 1,400 metre Class 3 event, I thought maybe 3 deep with cover, blending in, Stephen Parnham and Summer Dixon could finish off the day in style, Scott.
It was a good win last start, no doubt about it. Interesting to note that they were intending on trying to go forward if they could. It didn't work out, and it probably played into their advantage.
Exactly.
Because he marched right over the top of them.
Yeah, he did. I thought this was a race, Darren, with a bit of depth, though.
Oh, I think you're right, Diggs. This is a tricky one to round out the day, but the money's been awfully strong, hasn't it, for Neville Parnham's 4-year-old Great Edition, who, if nothing else, has been really consistent. Won a Class 1 4 starts ago, led them up 1,200, got beaten a couple of lengths, Centre Bond, who's continued to race competitively, then bumped into Cavallo Red, who got his turn and cracked it for a victory after a long run of outs, and then went to Cal for the round, and I thought was pretty sound there also. Look, 4 goes here. Duck eggs everywhere at Ascot. I'm not quite sure for the reasons why, but it'll get a pretty lovely run here throughout, a soft trip, and maybe Great Edition can get the job done.
And shout out to Neville and Lucky. They're having some success at the moment, aren't they? Lucky's riding winners everywhere. It's great to see.
Multinational in the Hannons.
Yeah.
Old Bruce.
Geraldton. He's going up to Geraldton, riding a lot of winners there for Merrill at the start of the season, so good on him.
No, absolutely. You put the effort in, the rewards come your way, and that's what Lucky's enjoying at the moment. So, look, I've gone that way. I thought that maybe Noah Quintilly could come on a little.
Agree.
I think the cheese in the mix. I think that Summers' legacy, although maybe building and looking for a bit further after this run, but look, there was enough in the first up effort, and clearly Astro World is the other one. Look, she's a lightly raced mare. She was very, very good, I thought, back at Pinjarra in the autumn. She then flopped. She went to the paddock. They gave up on that preparation, and maybe the trial was sound enough to suggest here that she'll be in the mix because the money suggests that is the case. But look, I found it a really difficult race, a challenge for the last leg of the quaddie today. We'll go each way, great edition, and we'll put 11, 1 and 6 in to fill out the other boxes for your exotics.
Scotty.
I'm a believer in Astro World. I think she's got some abilities. I popped her on top first up from 4 Great Edition for all the reasons given. 6 Summers Legacy held up first up, and she really is a momentum staying type. She just needs clear galloping room, which she should get today. And 2 Hober West, 11, 4, 6, 2.
2, 11, 1, 6 Hober West each way from 11 Astro World. 1 Noah Quintilli, expecting this mare to come on. She's got good form lines if you go back to the autumn as a 3-year-old, and 6 Summers Legacy. Hopefully gets a nice flow into the race as well. 2, 11, 1 and 6.
That's for Diggers in the last, Scott, with 11, 4, 6 and 2, and Macca with 4, 11, 1 and 6. Best bets, Scott, to add to Elite Bow?
No, race 4, number 8, Elite Bow, singular.
Okay. Yep.
Echoing his sentiments as well. They're in the 4th with Elite Bow.
All right, race 4, number 8 for both Darren and Scott. Player of the day, Scott?
Pretty simple. Elite Bow, race 4, number 8, All Up Fine Star. Race 7, number 4, $4.40 the double.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, nothing special. I'm getting a bit in Scotty's corner in terms of a play, quite frankly. It's a bit old Mother Hubbard for me today. I do think that if you're looking from a risk point of view, I think the weight and the barrier take care of Heatherwood at 350 as well, so maybe there's your lay for the day.
Yep.
But, yeah, generally I thought there are a couple of standouts in a few of the races, but overall it lacks that middle tier depth in some of the other races today.
Taking on a horse, Scott?
I agree with Heatherwood, but I'll add race 6, number 6, Alma Mater. Not a believer.
No.
Okay. All right. Enjoy Ascot.
Good,
Enjoy
mate.
Ascot Saturday. Enjoy Inside Running.
Thank you. Good. Looking forward to it as well.
Northam tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Crawford, Eurythmic. Great races.
Yep. Absolutely.
Northern Cup coming up Sunday week.
Yep.
So a big time ahead for the Northern Racing Club.
All the best out there. Enjoy your day, gentlemen.
Cheers, mate.
We'll come back with the Diggers' thoughts on the program at Ascot.